My name is Trey Cartwright, and I am the Assistant Director for Visual Media here at Stephen F. Austin State University. I'm also an alum. I got my undergraduate here in filmmaking, and I went to grad school here.
Hi, my name is Ricky Kennedy, and I am an alumni, and I'm a former film student here at Stephen F. Austin State University.
I guess I would describe my relationship with SFA filmmaking as life-changing. Like, I came here not knowing that I wanted to get into production. I came here as an art student, probably going into graphic design, possibly illustration, something like that, and just happened to have a slot open in my schedule, and I needed an elective, and the film class was there, and I took it, and I was like, oh, wait, you mean I can do this? This is what I'd rather do. So, that's what I did.
I originally came here to study graphic design and found out that they had a film program. And so I immediately changed my major to film. To find out that there was a filmmaking program here at SFA in my backyard was just amazing. I didn't have to go to Los Angeles, or I didn't have to go to Austin. It was right here in Nacogdoches.
So my first impression of William Arscott was being in class, and he was calling roll. And my name is Trey Cartwright, and there was another guy in the art school whose name was Scott Cartwright. So T comes before S, so he called me first. So he says Trey Cartwright, and then he says Scott Carpenter.
Who the hell are you?
Arscott, it's Charlotte. From film class, I've been in the program for 2 years.
Oh, right. I remember you. Come on in, Charlene.
He was very passionate about filmmaking and very engaged, trying to engage with the students and make them want to learn. And I really appreciate what he was able to build here at the university.
I think on top of that was just sort of a passion for teaching. That was something that was very evident in the intro class, is that this guy is a little bit crazy, a little bit of a loose cannon, very loose with his vocabulary and pronunciation, but man, he really wants to be here and he really wants to be engaged with the students.
I'm William Arscott. Old man, been around here for a long time, on my way out.
He was just another professor. But then over time, weirdly, looking back on it, he's had more influence over my life, I think, than any other person, even my own father, right? Weirdly enough.
The dean, Dean Sidnell, asked me if I would carry on in the art department a film program, which I did. So that's how it got started, and at the time I was making what you would call today poetic documentaries, which were art documentaries. And because I was an artist, I wasn't a filmmaker.
In the summer of 2008, we shot a feature film, and we used the location that would become the film house. We used that building for the film, and then it became the classroom for the film program.
So the film house was a really neat jump up for the film department. Film takes space, and it takes time, and it takes people, and it's not necessarily something that you can, cram into a little spot. And yeah, you have to shoot on location, but it can be tough to get those locations, and it's really nice just to have a area that the students can sort of know that's theirs, that they have access to. And being able to have basically 24-hour access to the film house meant that you could be there at 3 a.m. if you needed to, or if you wanted to, or just if that's how the schedule worked.
They remodeled the bottom floor first, the first floor. So they put in the classroom, they put in the theater, and then the upstairs was not remodeled for, I think, a semester, or maybe 2 semesters. And there was a time, I think we were filming a film, short film, and we found raccoons upstairs. They had come through the ceiling, and they're like, "There's raccoons up there." So it was like, okay, let's get out of here.
The film house was an amazing step up because it was the first time that it felt like we actually had the support and the space that was actually required for sort of the art that we were making. So the film house itself was in huge need of repair and also on the verge of being condemned. And I'm sure it's about to be torn down as well.
I love that old building. We were there 10 years. I actually, from the old, it was a rooming house originally for women. In World War II, Wax lived in there. It was built in 1932. I think it's a beautiful building. And just because it doesn't fit into the college setting, I don't think it should be torn down. It was great while we were there, but we've outgrown it quite obviously. The idea of bulldozing it down, I don't like it. Above all, I don't like that beautiful pecan trees. There's 2 of them behind it. One at least 3-foot diameter trunk. Wonderful pecans when every other year come up. And they'll cut that one down too. They'll cut them all down.
You know, that brings us to this area, the new facility, where, like, as far as just square footage goes of available space, we've made another jump.
By naming the Film Studio Soundstage located on the first floor of the Griffiths Fine Arts Building, the William E. Arscott Soundstage. Congratulations, Judge.
Having a soundstage is a blank canvas, but the space is great. It's here, right here, next to all the equipment, next to the classrooms, next to the editing lab. It's a central location where, you know, the film students can be.
I'm glad it's over here with the theater students and with, you know, screenwriting classes and music. Like, I think it's going to be a much better fit over here with the other performing arts because film is collaborative.
I mean, the current transition period, it's a matter of time, right? William Arscott's been here since 1963.
But I worked in a bar, tavern. I was a mud man, making mud and helping bricklayers lay bricks and things like that. And back then I kept saying to myself, God, excuse my language, I got to do this the rest of my life. Work. Oh, I had a good time in undergraduate days. Now I can't imagine not working. But I will learn.
It's kind of bittersweet, right? Because I would love it if he was just here forever. And the old man's, you know, devoted his life to this program. And I'm hoping that he finds another passion to occupy his time.
Teaching has been a very important part of my life. So I've got to learn another important. I had to learn to live by myself and to cook, and now I'm going to have to learn what to do. But I do know, you know, I can't just lay around doing nothing. I probably go back to painting and doing other things. You got to keep your mind busy. You got to keep your body going, even though we are deteriorating, but you will deteriorate much quicker if you just lay around and do nothing.
It's great. I have such fond memories of all my classes, and I have just absolute respect for him. And like I said, he's been more of a influence on my life than probably anyone else. But it's, you know, it's just time.
I'm so happy that I found that this program that Professor Arscott has created, and it's up to us to maintain it after he retires.